This is a selection of the best cases for the iPhone 15 Pro Max. It's not a sponsored video, I bought some of these cases myself. But as a tech reviewer, I also received a bucket load of cases to review in the last months. So this video is a selection of the cases that I actually end up using and would 100% recommend to my best friend. I'm going to show you what is good about each of them as well, but also point out any issues and areas that they should improve. Kodabi is the brand that really impressed me in the last year with a minimum and very sleek approach to design. With any protective case, it's not just about how good it looks, but for me, it has to feel nice as well. You may use your phone sometimes for over an hour right in one sitting, and the last thing you want is for the case to feel uncomfortable. I love Kodabi's attention to detail with these cases, not just in the cutouts in the camera bumper, but out of all the cases that I reviewed on the channel, they've got one of the best inner lining protection. Let me show you. It's really smooth. Some cases do a great job of drop protection, but sometimes forget to protect against scratches. And the reason Kodabi caught my eye is because they offer great drop protection, but also have this beautiful velvety-like protection on the inside. This here is the sheath model, and if you want a more ruggedized option but still maintaining that sleek design, Kodabi have that synthesis model as well. Another point to call out here is the action button. I don't think any other manufacturer that I've seen anyway went to the same extent of paying attention to detail as Kodabi did, because they offer two options for you. One with an action button cutout, and another option with a button cover. Really, really smart. I don't get any kickbacks from the sale of Kodabi cases, but as a viewer of this channel, you do get a discount. It was 10% last year, and I believe it's still 10%, but just double check on their website when you click on the link below. If I could add one thing as a constructive criticism to the Kodabi lineup, it would be an option for a kickstand. But I appreciate that adding things to the case may go against their whole ethos of having a minimalistic design. Next case I've got here is the mouse cases. If you know my channel, you know that Mouse and I go way back, and they have supported me from the very beginning of the channel, and I've been a customer of theirs actually even before I did these videos. They've improved so much recently as well, not only in kind of protection overall, but the durability of their designs. We've got the classic limitless design here that we've known for so many years, right? They're really cool. These are, when you talk about Mouse, these are the first ones that come to mind. But it's so cool to see some fresh designs coming from Mouse. Like we now have the clarity, lots of options with this, including an iridescent version, which is really cool as well. This one is one of my favorites as well for like sports and activities. If you want to take it out, attach it to your bike. I reviewed this in full before, but there's this clip. It's really nice, it's got magnets as well. And you can attach it this way or this way. Great for content creation and things like that. I'll leave a link down below to the review of this, but this is the Evolution case. Looks really cool. What I like about this, it's got nice grips on the side as well. Oh, that's all right, you'll be famous. Biggest channel on YouTube. We're reviewing phones and stuff. So say hi to YouTube. And then we've got the one that I like the most at the moment, which is the Mouse Collabs case. This is now available in the US as well, which is really cool. The amazing designs, they collab with different artists. Protection-wise, Mouse Limitless are always hard to beat in my opinion. Whether you go for the Limitless models or the Clarity models, they have error shock, which is, as you can see here, front and center on all of their cases. And they recently designed the Evolution case, and we've got that for Android as well. And you can use this on bikes, on motorbikes, your helmet, or skateboard or whatever, or simply in a tripod for content creation. What I like about the Evolution case is that it's the first case that Mouse added these side grips here, which is something that I used to complain a lot. Whenever I review these cases, I used to say, it's the most slippery case out there, but it's actually a lot better now with this grip on the side, and they have transferred that design to the regular Limitless case. All of the Mouse cases have really strong magnets as well, extremely sturdy in general. It's one of the cases that are quite tricky to put on the phone and remove them. So don't feel alarmed if you think that the cases are hard to put on the phone, because they are designed like that, and that is partially what makes them so protective. I don't work with a lot of case brands, there's 3 or 4 that I do work with, but I love when the brand themselves spend some time with me to talk about the technology and what they're working on, and Mouse is one of the brands that do that. They also take customer service really seriously, and as they grow, I do hope that they maintain that, because it's one of the things that attracted me to it in the first place, and is one of the things that rarely gets mentioned in any reviews. Now the next one is Casetify, and I have a bit of a disclaimer to make here. Look, all these brands, they don't even know I'm making this video, and as I mentioned, this is not a sponsored video. But it would be irresponsible of me not to mention something that did happen recently with Casetify. In short, they've been sued by dbrand and another content creator called Zach from Jerry Rig Everything. And what Casetify did was copy some of their teardown designs. Like other brands I recommend on my channel, Casetify have been a partner too. They also supported the channel from when I had less than 10,000 subscribers, and I have promoted their cases in the past, and I probably will in the future as well. I trust that they will do the right thing and come back stronger from this, but I couldn't talk about the best cases for the iPhone 15 Pro Max and not mention them, and also not mention what happened. But there's this one feature on that case is that they recently brought that really caught my eyes. This is Casetify's Impact ring stand case. Like their regular Impact and Bounce cases, the ring stand, comes with all the protection goodness that we know and love. They also have their own technology to protect the cases called EcoShock. And if you don't know them, the best thing about Casetify is the variety of their designs and the fact that you can go in there and really make these cases, very unique to you. Add your initials in there, add your own designs, and use the website to customize your case like no other brand really does. They may never sponsor another video on my channel after I mention what happened, but I think it's important to be transparent. Like I said, I do hope they make things right with Deep Brand and Zach, and I hope they come back stronger from this, bring in their own innovation features, like this ring stand, which is really cool, and I haven't seen many people do it. Another brand that's been very quiet on my channel is Spigen, but year in, year out, they always bring out, really cool cases. It's been a couple of years since I made any videos about Spigen cases, but there was one case of theirs in the last year that really caught my eye, which is this retro-looking iMac case. This is Spigen's limited edition classic C1 case. When I first tried to put it on, I thought this was broken, and it's not. It was my bad, I didn't read the instructions. This bottom part here is meant to come out before you apply the case, and you're meant to install this after you put the main part of the case on the phone. Once it's in there, it's pretty sturdy, and the best thing for me is how it feels in the hand as well. It's really soft and really grippy as well. Probably out of all the cases that I've tried here, probably one of the most comfortable ones out there, with this rounded design as well. I know it's not gonna be for everyone, but I'm really impressed. I bought this red one, but they have other colors too, which is really nice. I wish they had even more colors, like a yellow one maybe, but who knows, maybe in future they'll do that. I was worried about the front display because they have a quite pronounced lip around the edge, but it turns out, it actually feels pretty smooth when you're using the phone, like the swipe gestures, no problem at all. I love the buttons as well, very tactile, very easy to access. Yeah, bit of a dark horse this one, but surprised me in a good way. I'd love for a kickstand on this one too, like they do on their Armor cases. This is I think is a 14 Pro Max one, but they've got this idea already. That would be nice to have. Oh, by the way, it may seem insignificant, but honestly, this is really the best way to support the channel and support me as well. So before I share a few of my favorite cases for the iPhone, just a quick reminder to like this video if you're enjoying it, of course. And if you have a friend that likes tech gadgets and things like that, that WhatsApp group that may like this, please hit that share button. It really is what makes me get discovered out there. We're so close now to 100K, and it would mean the world to me if you join me in this journey. And since we're talking about different options, this one right here is for the creative minds out there who are looking to spice up their photos and videos. This is the Sandmark Pro leather case. It's designed to protect the camera lens, but this protection actually doubles up as a mount for lens and accessories. The iPhone 15 Pro Max has up until now one of the best cameras out there, especially for video. But there is one limitation with smartphones in general, not just the iPhone, which is over sharpening and sometimes too bright, especially in days like this, with bright sunlight. Depending on the situation, the footage that you get out of the iPhone or any other smartphone, to be fair, is close to perfect. But when there's bright sunlight involved, the best thing to do is to use an ND filter like this one here. And you've got two options. One, they can clip onto the phone, or this one, which is attached to the case as well. The other situation is, when you want to use something a little bit different, like an anamorphic lens or a fisheye lens. I love Sandmark in general. It's probably one of those brands that you never heard about before, but they do some quality accessories. For instance, my favorite Apple Watch accessories, their titanium brand. I've reviewed this in the channel before. Let me see. They just released a new one actually, and honestly, you could have the Apple logo in it, and I'd believe it was made by Apple. It's that good. This full grain leather case itself, feels lovely in the hand, and with Apple removing the leather case from their lineup, this option is a great alternative. Like some of the options we've seen here today, it has great inner protection as well as a really strong MagSafe compatibility. No problem with charging. Actually, none of the cases that we're trying here today has any issues charging. They're all very good, strong magnets, and no problem with charges. The camera protector / lens mount doesn't add any bulk to the phone and is made out of aluminium as well, or aluminum if you, for my friends in America. It's very light, only 40 grams in weight or 1.5 ounces. And the good news for you is that Sandmark also provides you with a discount code when you use my link, of course, not only on their cases, but anything on the website. Like if you want to get one of these titanium grade Apple Watch bands, that discount will work for that as well. And talking about top quality products, the next two options are from a brand called Harbour London, and these options fall within that luxury category really, but there's something about leather and the craftsmanship involved in here. It just feels lovely, it looks amazing. They have loads of different ones as well, but I've got this sleeve right here, which I'm also using to protect the fold at the moment. But every now and then I like to go caseless on the iPhone, and if you don't want to kind of have a case all the time, it's nice to have some protection in there, and either a skin or one of these wallets is really, really good. They do a really good job of protecting the phone as well. And when I do go caseless, this is when this sleeve comes in very handy. It feels amazing, it looks the part, and it's just nice, right? To sometimes be reminded of the phone that you bought, and you might have gone for a kind of special color and appreciate that design. It might be even the natural titanium that you went for. It's just nice to look at sometimes without any case. This option here is more like a travel wallet. I've got a passport in here as a demonstration really, but you can see this is more of a traditional wallet really if you want to go traveling, or you want to take this on an airplane, for example. You could have some credit cards in here, some very basic, like there's a pocket outside as well for your plane ticket or whatever. It's definitely a travel companion, this one, but it looks really nice and very smart. It's one of those things, right, when you buy such an expensive device like the iPhone or any flagship device for that matter, it's fairly easy to justify a little bit of pampering. Worth mentioning that I tried a couple of other brands as well, like Banks, D-Brand, Pitaka, Rhino Shield, but I haven't really used them in anger yet. And Rhino Shield, for example, hasn't really impressed me in the last year at all. All the other ones that I mentioned have something that is interesting to me. I have reviewed Rhino Shield cases in the past as well, but they haven't really changed that much from what I can tell to justify me doing a proper review of it. But I will probably include these other brands that I mentioned in my next one. Banks, D-Brand and Pitaka, for example. They all have something quite cool about them. I have a lot of accessories for the iPhone, which you can find in this video over here. And while you wait for the next video, why not check these other videos over here? See you soon.
No, but why have you chosen this spot?
It's beautiful, isn't it?
I was going to say, why not? Yes, it is.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. Why not?
Yeah.
Exactly.
All right. Cheers. Thank you.